Hi folks, I'm John Mullen, the Energy Evangelist, and this is the September 21 version of the Evangelist Talks. And on my side is my colleague Laura.
Hi, Laura Short from Green at Heart.
Hello, my dear. Today we're looking, or this month we're looking at the fundamental truths of all sorts of business. So I have just this one question of what is the holy grail for energy? And it all comes back down to if you can't store it, it's going to disappear.
Yeah.
Any comments on that, Laura?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the advances in energy generation from the renewable sector are moving so quickly, but the battery storage options haven't quite caught up to that in terms of affordability and accessibility for a lot of businesses because they are so big. And we need to advance that technology so that we can store what we're generating and use it when we actually need it, not just the peak times of the day when we're generating, because that's not always the time when a business needs the energy.
Yes. But I was just really surprised. Up until now, we have always been relying on the suppliers actually being able to give us whatever we need on demand. I think we need to be a little bit more proactive because currently prices are going, especially on electricity, they were 14, 15 pence. Now they're approaching 18, 19, even 20 pence per unit. So when do I want to buy my electricity? I don't want to buy it whenever it's at the 20 pence per unit. I want to buy it whenever it's a lot cheaper. But also, interestingly, OVO Energy have just released a new package for people with electric cars. And even though the prices are sitting at 20 pence per unit, for charging your car, they are offering it at any time during the day, 5 pence per unit. And I'm going, how can they do that? And asking all of these questions, it's fundamental questions of why can't, if they can offer it at 5% or 5 pence per unit, why can't we have that right across the board for everything else if they're still making money on it? So big questions. But how can we store that energy? How can we buy it at the right price at the right time?
Yeah.
Go on. Any ideas?
I think you're asking the wrong person when it comes to innovation. I'm your systems girl.
Oh, okay, that's fine. I'll be
hear from people who are in that role of innovation, and actually educate me as well, because we can't expect to be knowing everything. So if somebody with knowledge about battery storage and the technical fundamental questions that we should be asking our clients as well in terms of what they want from their electricity supply, then please get in touch.
Definitely. I really agree. We are not the font of all knowledge, but we need to ask the right questions to get to the underlying basics.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll give you a few examples. You mentioned the electric storage. Yeah, for 4 or 5 grand, you can have a set of batteries sitting on the side of your house, and it can possibly power your house, your business for 24 hours. But if we can buy the power at 5 pence per unit instead of 20, we're going to make a big, big saving. And that's going to pay back for that unit very, very quickly. another example is you can actually buy heat batteries, where you can be taking the power from the sun or electric, or you can take the heat from the ground, from ground source heat pumping, and pump it into this heat battery. That can store the heat for 3-4 weeks of the time, and then you get to use it as and when you need it. Or there's other people who are pushing ahead with hydrogen storage. But there's all sorts of pros and cons across each of these technologies. We need to get it to be able to buy the technology at the right price. We need to be able to buy the actual energy from the right source at the right time to get the right price.
But then also have the flexibility to be able to use it when that business needs it, rather than when they are forced to use it because that's when it's been supplied.
Exactly. We don't want to use it when there's the highest demand, unless we're using our own, which we've already paid the cheap prices for.
Yeah.
So it's looking at your business, finding out what you need, finding the right solution for that need. We may be buying now, which may last us for a 10-year cycle, but we may be waiting a little while because the technology is changing so quickly. It's a fascinating business to be in. I've been looking at putting panels actually on the side of my house because of the orientation of the house. So it's just a different way of thinking. Or even your windows become solar panels and getting energy from your windows. Why not? The technology is there. It's just finding the right solution.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to talk, send us an email, drop us a message, a DM, but send us an email at energyevangelist@energypricesaver.com, and who knows where this conversation will go. So we'll say goodbye for now. Bye. See you soon.